Hi there. Welcome back to my channel. I am Beth, the Spiral Path Witch, and today we're going to talk about planners and journals. And I want to just show you, if I can. Ooh, don't fall. We'll start with that. Just this pile are a variety, and these two behind me, of journals and planners that I have used over the last couple years or have tried or am going to try for 2022. So let's get started. Now, what started me on this journal and planner journey were the idea of bullet journals. And I really liked the basic idea of bullet journals, and I should have just stayed right there using the general ideas of bullet journals. But I didn't. I had to start following Instagrammers and YouTubers who did bullet journals, and I got into I'm like, oh, this could also be a part of my creative expression, my artwork and things. So I started, drawing pretty pictures, and I started, every month had to have some kind of fancy habit tracker and all these things. And while it was fun and I enjoyed it, it took too much of my time, and I let it go. And I think I was trying to make it be too much. It was a place to take notes. It was a place to track my schedule, which I wasn't able to do very well. And tarot cards, readings, addresses, paint things. I mean, just all kinds of things. It was in here, and I tried to keep like I was planning a trip. I was all kinds of things in here, and it was too much for one book. The beauty of it, I thought originally, was that I was going to be able to keep everything in one book, and it just didn't work for me. It didn't work for the way my brain works. It didn't work if I got too busy to make the next month's. At the end of the month, if I was too busy to wrap it up and start the next month, then it didn't start and I didn't have it. And again, if I had just kept it simple and just used the basic bullet journaling, it would have been fine, but I didn't. So then what I did was, and this has worked for me for a long time, and I went away from it and I came back to it. So this journal, these are the Inner Guide planners, and I think I did use these for 2 or 3 years. I got the undated ones, which worked really well for me. And to be quite honest, I'll show you what I have for 2022, which I'm looking forward to using, but in many ways I wish I had just gone back to these because I like the size. It is a soft cover, but really it's a faux leather. I don't know. And it has the weekly planner. It has the monthly planner. It does have stuff in the beginning, which I probably didn't do back when it's got things, journaling questions for self-discovery and goal setting and things like that, visualizing your ideal life. I didn't, at least whatever year this was, which I'm not sure. Did I? 2020. This was 2020. So this one, this was when I was really glad that I had undated, because I have the year in here in the beginning, but I started this one in August of 2019. So the majority of it, I was using it in real time. But then here's February, here's March. June 2nd, 2020, I did write a little note, a journal thing about being stay-at-home orders. April is pretty much just blank. I didn't even write. I didn't have any. I had nothing. I had nothing. What I liked about this journal, this was the one I used most of 2021, and this one was predated. It started in July of 2020 through August of 2021. It's like a school calendar one, and I guess I didn't really start it until looks like October or November, because I had the other one still going. But things like about both of these and what has always worked for me are the ones with each day has the time slots. This one goes from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. This one went from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. And this one worked better for me because sometimes I start my day pretty early and sometimes it goes into, you have evening appointments and things. Then I bought, when this one was coming to an end, I ordered this one thinking it was going to be a nice alternative to this one. But as you can see, I didn't pay attention to what size it was. And it's considerably bigger. It is hardcover, so it's not flexible like this one. And I never used it. I've had it for a year at least. And there's things about it I like. It's got plenty of place to write in it. It's beautiful. But it's got places to reflect on the month and plan the month. And I don't know. It's a beautiful one. I'm going to keep it in my collection because I did buy it undated. So maybe in a next year or something, it'll work. These have all worked really, really well for me. And I like the general idea. Then one day I was in my local witchy shop and this was on the shelf. I just thought it was cute. I didn't even look inside and I bought it. And this one's also undated. And when I was finishing up this gray one for 2021 and this summer, and it was time for me to transition to something new, I thought, well, I'm not that busy right now. I'm going to try this one. And I like it okay. It's got some cute, graphics in it. Each month has a different graphic. Of course, I'm not going to be able to, like this one here with words. And each week, this is where my problem comes. This is an average week in early October. And I just have things scribbled in there. I have, each day is not its own column. Each day is horizontal. Each day does not have the time breakdowns. And Saturday and Sunday are tiny. So when I show you my hell week, you'll see this week is the week that broke me. I mean, I had a lot of crazy weeks, but where is it? This was Thanksgiving week. And you might be able to see the shine of the correcting fluid, the whiteout, because I had to change things around. I eventually kind of gave up. And I don't really use this as a reference day to day or throughout the day as to what's going on. I have everything in on my phone calendar. But I do at the beginning of the week just kind of like to see what's going on. Like this week, I have pretty light Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. There's probably some that are going to fill in here, but as my weekend gets busier, I can see, if I've got to get my oil changed, I better do it Tuesday because if I wait till Thursday or Friday, I'm not going to have time. So that kind of thing. I just like that visual and I like the act of writing it out. And I like having a historical record that I can go back to. I can go back to these and say, well, what did my Thanksgiving week look like 2 years ago? This is not working for me in its current form. So this one's going to get set aside. And I ordered, again, I don't know why I didn't just go and order what already was working for me. But I think I'm going to like this one. And this is the Dream Book and Planner by Dragontree. I think I got sucked in by their really nice social media advertisement campaign that they had. It has all of the planner yearly. It is in a way a therapist in a book form. In a way, it really has you dive into your core values and aligning those core values with your dreams, with your plans, making a plan based on your dreams, your goals, your visions, and ritualizing it, making it into a regular weekly, daily ritual, monthly ritual, breaking everything down into little steps. It really is a nice little life coach kind of thing. And they do, I know on their website and other social media, they do have videos and things you can follow. So I have already in November and December started working through some of the stuff at the beginning of the book to kind of prime the pump So when January rolls around, I can really just, actually before January rolls around, I can have my planning in place. It's also broke down in quarterly. So you have each quarter, you go back to like, well, what do I want to accomplish this year? And if I want to accomplish buying a house by the end of the year, well, in January, what do I need to do? Like, what records do I need to start keeping? So I have like the financial records for the bank to get my mortgage. That stuff you sit there and you work through. And then say by August and September, you know, in May or June, you found the right real estate agent to help you start looking for houses for it. So then by August, September, you can be like, okay, we're house shopping, you know, however you want to break down whatever your big goal is. But if you just write a goal at the beginning of the year, I want to buy a house this year, and then that's it. Sure, you could see one on Zillow, call an agent, and buy that house by the end of the year. But it might be a little crazy. It might be a little harder to do than if you actually, because I almost did that a couple months ago. So I speak from experience. I didn't end up buying the house, but because I'd be moving like this week if I had bought the house. So I'm kind of glad I didn't. Do as I say, not as I do. And the same thing with 3-year and 10-year goals. Like if you're like me, where you're getting a little bit in your crone years, and in 10 years, you might be planning to retire, or maybe in 3 years planning to make a bit of a career change, not necessarily retire, but get out of whatever you're doing. Start planning, making those plans and setting ritual around making those plans. It does not come with these nice monthly tabs. I've ordered those separately from Amazon and applied them so I can find each month. And I'm going to be taking the plastic bookmark out of this planner and moving it into this one when I transition. This is actually from one from a couple years ago, but it clips into the onto the wire spiral binding. The daily spreads, I guess you would say, look like this. So again, they're in each day as a column. Saturday and Sunday are the same size as Monday through Friday, which means a lot to me. And they're not actually, the time slots are not filled in for you. So even though this is a dated planner, so I have no choice but to use it this year, I can put in what times myself and move them up and down. Because if I'm not getting up or starting my day until 8 a.m., then why have 4 slots above that open that I'm not getting out of bed anyway. This is my planner for 2022. Check with me a year from now, see how I did with it. If I decided to go and get one of those undated ones, I think I'm going to keep it up because I think it has the basics that I need. Well, it is a chunky planner. Compare that to the one I had in 2019 and 2020. It's a lot thicker. It's a hardcover book. The spiral binding is nice because it does lay open nicely. But this one did lay open pretty well for not being spiral bound. So I may go back to these someday because I really did like these. Now let's talk about specialized planners. Now, when we were talking about bullet journals and the like, some of you may be saying, but Beth, if you go back to the regular bullet journal and do a traveler's journal, you'll have more luck. And I think you're right, but not this year. And what I love about a traveler's journal is that you do have these individual little booklets that go into the journal, into the cover with these elastic bands. So once you fill one, you take it out, file it away. They don't take up very much space, and you can label the front of it and, keep track. And I've wanted one. I've had one in my wish list for ages and just have never bit the bullet to do one because of my failure. I thought, well, before I spend a lot of money on a nice traveler's journal, I'm going to try these, artist journals from Michaels and see if that works for me. There's a vast difference between the two. But this particular journal, I just picked this up at a art show, craft fair, Christmas market here in Chattanooga this couple weeks ago. And it's handmade leather journal. This leather is super thick and it's almost like saddle leather. So it's going to age beautifully. And it came with these smaller, thinner, plain white inserts. And then I ordered a 3-pack of these that have kind of the creamy pages, and you can't see it on the camera, but it's the dot square pages. And they're a little bigger and a little thicker because there's still one of the white ones in there than what it came with. And my intention with this is going to be my book journal. One little booklet in here is going to be books that I finish reading. So I'll put the date that I finished the book and the title of the book and the author of the book. I don't know if I'm putting kind of rating. I'm not going to go back and care what the rating is. So, and then the other one will be books to be read. And then I can check them off when I move them over to the read pile. And I might, because I do have a third of the dotted, I may make a list of the books on my shelf, the books I own, and maybe even put a K next to them if they're Kindle, or E for electronic or something like that. Because sometimes somebody will be talking about a book, especially like a witchy book or a tarot book or something that I maybe didn't read cover to cover, but I bought and it's on my to be read pile, which has now been filed onto my shelves. And I might forget that I own it. I won't probably buy it again, but I'd be like, that sounds familiar. Do I have that book? So this is going to be my book journal. It's a nice size. It will, and then once I fill one of the folios, I can get another one and replace it and just keep those on file somewhere. It'll take me a while to fill one, I'm thinking, because I'm not reading that much anymore. But, and if the whole book journal thing doesn't work, get new inserts and start over and make it into something else. But I think that will work. So that is one of my new journals for 2022 and a specialty journal that I'm really looking forward to using. I don't remember the artist's name, but she's in Chattanooga. I have seen her at the Chattanooga markets, the summer markets at the pavilion, as well as the Christmas market downtown at the convention center. I believe it is Moonshadow, but I had her business card and I had it stuck in here and it's not in here, so I don't know where it went. If I find the information, I'll put it in the directory below, because you know me, support your local artists and your local businesses anytime you can. But so if you're not in the Chattanooga area, if I can find her business card and she has a website or Etsy store, I will definitely link it. I do believe she does have an Etsy, so I'll see if I can find it. So the next, this journal was a gift diary. It's a Moonology diary for 2022 by Jasmine Boland. It was in that box of wonderful goodies from my sister that I received this summer. And it has, each day, the moon phase, the astrological sign it's in, if there's a super new moon or super moon, and all kinds of information. I have not dug into it as much yet, but it also covers each new moon throughout the year and how to work with it. And, a place to, if you wanted to just jot down, if you were doing some moon magic, if you were doing some lunar work and you needed a place to record it, I think this is a great thing. And I have 2 or 3 other like moon-based books, not necessarily almanacs, but that could work really well in conjunction with it if I was trying to work some specific magic with that. And that said, this journal for next year, these 2 I think will work really well together. And this is my 2022 ritual planner. And I know that I'm going to use this one a lot because I had the 2021. I bought this last year for myself and my sisters for a Christmas gift. We didn't receive them until February, I think. No, actually, I guess I started this on January 21st. So it wasn't as late as I thought. It was almost February that they arrived, and that was just shipping problems. And I don't remember when I ordered them, but I ordered early this year as soon as they said that the 2022 journals were available, I put my order in. So I wasn't waiting for the beginning of the year. I have been pretty good about, that was a good week. Filling out, doing a 3-card draw every morning and writing down the meanings. And what I'm not very good at is going back and reviewing my week or my day in correlation with my tarot spread, but that's step 2. And now I just keep it here on this little table next to my chair. When I'm having my tea in the morning, I take a few minutes, shuffle the cards, think about my day, and do it. Sometimes I don't get to do it first thing in the morning because of my schedule, and I come back and do it, mid-morning. But I've been pretty good about being able to do it every day. It's been a great way to deepen my tarot practice because it is, I'm doing it every day. And quite often, if you are a person who does tarot, you will know that you'll see the same patterns of cards coming up and the same message coming through. And maybe if it didn't come through with one display of cards, the universe will send you the message in a different way. And it'll be like, I guess I better pay attention to this. And so I have been doing that, and I look forward to continuing it into the new year because I'm really getting able to learn a lot more about tarot. So I highly recommend this journal. There are others out there. This just happens to be the one. And unlike my daily planner, I think I'm sticking with what I know works. They have made some really nice improvements this year. They have, I mean, you can go on to their website or their social media ritual planner and see, but because they have walkthroughs and things, but they have a nice astrological reference. There is a place in the beginning of a journal to put your birth chart in there, and there are moon charts in here as well. And this is a new feature this year. They have new and full moon spreads, and each month they have a section in the back specifically for the new moon and the full moon spread. So that is all new. That was not in last year's journal. They have the retrograde dates, the full moon dates, and what sign the moon is in. Suggestions for 3-card spreads, the tarot and astrology correspondences, if that is part of your practice. And then they even have a section in the front, which they did not have last year either, which is just a cheat sheet, a really quick 4, 5, 6 words for each card of what it means. So if you're like crunched for time, you can just use that. Or maybe somebody saying, I'm having a really 3 of Wands kind of day today. I'm feeling real 3 of Wands energy. And I'm not sure what that means. You can look in here. 3 of Wands, looking ahead, growth, expansion, exploration. Oh, good for you. So rather than I'm having a 5 of Pentacles kind of week right now. Yeah. They have changed a few things about it, made some changes that I like. One, they leave a lot more room for writing. This is your monthly spread. So every month you have a 5-card draw for your month, which includes love, money, work, health, and spirit. And then this is the weekly layout, and compare it to what we had in the old one. So this is an old beginning of the week, and it went Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And as you can see, you had the spot for the 3 cards, and then you had these lines for what the meaning of the cards, and then this whole section down here for the reflection. I almost never use this, but this was always, I was cramping my hand trying to get things in there. This year, they have changed it that this is your weekly spread, and each day goes all the way across the page, and I just feel like there's a lot more space here. And the reflection line is just this one line, because I think they realized not as many people. I'm sure they took a lot of feedback from reviews and comments. Isn't that nice to be heard? I feel heard. I feel seen. So that's going to be really a really nice addition, or change, I should say, not an addition. And then also in the back, there are many pages that are just blank note pages. So you can, if you're doing, a birthday spread or, I don't know, anything else, Maybe you see something on YouTube that you want to remember, or a spread you see on Instagram and you want to record it in there. There's places. There are also more charts in the back. There's so much information in here. And this is all astrological stuff that I am not that familiar with, but if you're looking for it, it's here. There are the dates and times, or the dates, yeah, actually times are in here too, of when void moons occur throughout the year, and the exact aspects and ingresses of the different astrological signs throughout the year, and all in a really nice spiral bound. It's a big one, but again, it just sits on my side table, usually with a deck of cards and the guidebook from that deck and a pen. Last year I made this little ribbon. I just tied this ribbon and put a Tree of Life charm and a bead on the bottom of it as my bookmark. And I'll probably just take it off of here and move it over to that one, but that's pretty quick and easy bookmark. And also, these did not come with the ritual planner. These came with my deck, my This Might Hurt deck that my sister sent me and got me. So I'm afraid to use them because they're too nice. So, but they're in there. So that is my journal journey, my planner journey for the last couple of years, and where I'm at on that point of the spiral now, and what I found that works for me and what doesn't work for me. So if you have any comments or suggestions or experiences with any of these journals or planners, or something that you found works, or maybe anything you'd like to share in that regard, please leave a comment below. If you like what you saw here, you want to see where my journey continues to take me, please like and subscribe. Like this video, it helps the algorithm for other people find me. Subscribe so that you can find me. Hit the notifications bell so you don't have to put it in your planner to remember on the next new moon to see what I'm up to. Hopefully I will have another thing out before the next new moon. Who knows? And share it with a friend if you've got a witchy friend, or anybody that you think might be interested in what I'm doing. I'm not particularly witchy, so you don't have to be scared of me. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful new year and have everything goes as planned. And if not, that at least brings you further along your path and your journey toward your ultimate goals and your core values and things like that, so that you're living a wonderfully fulfilled and happy life. Thank you so much for being with me, and we'll talk soon. Peace out, witches.